unmade bed.
Hi,
Hey,
everyone. Val with Sisters of the Mystical Tarot here.
we got our Val back.
I'm back, folks. I tried to make videos on the beach, and I'm so bad at it. I gave up. My husband was just laughing at me. I just couldn't coordinate. But Shari, good to see you. And Marina,
It's
Art Center Tarot.
great
I
to
feel like
see
I've been
you.
away from you guys for months and months and months.
I know.
But
I know.
I'm glad
It's
to
not
be
right.
back. So let me just ask you, Shari, what you have coming up on your channel that you might want everyone to know about and join you with.
Let's see. Tomorrow night is Golden Girls. And then Saturday, I have Nate from the Third Wish will be on. And then Sun Psychic Jean will be on that afternoon. And then the Slumber Party Saturday night. And Sunday is not this Sunday, next Sunday. Never mind. That's next Isaac show. That's next Sunday, not this Sunday. So that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And Marina, what have you got coming up?
Well, yes, we've got Golden Girls tomorrow. We'll be on Cleo's channel, so everybody go over there and watch us.
That's
there.
right, yeah.
But we also tomorrow is the 111th 111 episode of Messages for Lightwork.
Oh my God!
Ooh, that's going to be a special issue.
Yes, I think so.
That is quite the magic number.
Yes, yes, it is. And I think that on at some point on Saturday, and I haven't quite decided on the time on Saturday, but I think I'll be doing a live in honor of getting over 5,000. I'm close to 5,200. So
let's take a moment and congratulations.
I'm at like almost at 4,200.
Yeah. So I'll be posting it up on the community page. And so just look out for it. There's a couple things that I've got going on, and I'm trying to figure out timing because I don't want to rush. I don't want to have to, rush to anything or from anything. So just once I get the time. So come on over. We'll do some readings. We'll do some giveaways. We'll have some fun and all that kind of good stuff.
So. Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. And
how about you?
Well, let's see. Next week, I think just after Sisters, I will be on at 6:00 with 6:00 Pacific time with Arthur, and we're going to do a show on his channel. And then let's see. As far as everything else, it's all my normal. I don't think I have any extra things scheduled, but I will be sitting down.
We need time to unpack.
Yes, exactly. And if you saw my family room, you go, Val, you haven't unpacked that luggage yet.
You brought half the beach home with you?
I don't know how true
Tomorrow. There's always tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow. I've been I unzipped it and I've been living out of it. And I have things I have to take to wash in the laundry room and all of that stuff. But I am going to plan out my schedule. I will be with actually Sun Psychic Jean. We're doing a show on February 2nd on Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. So that's coming up. And that's what I've got for now. But just everyone.
Lewis's birthday's the 3rd. It just clicked in my head. I was like, why does that date sound right? Oh, wait.
Important things are happening.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them. But we are so thankful you all are here with us, and I'm just going to go down and say hi to everyone. Garnet, Janet, who's Bora Bora, Sonia, Heavenly Blessed Honey, Aley, Mac, Norm, Laura, Artist Liz, Tea Garden Chicken, Barbara Nesper, and Sixes, hello. Vicki Howell, good to see you. And Suzanne, nice to see you.
Yep.
And Delphi, colorful foresight. Sylvia, good to see you. So all of you, thank you for being with us. And today we're going to talk about something that we are all focusing to do, and that is to look at everything that happens to us in a larger perspective way so that we can frame it in our mind, in our consciousness, to be something that's happening for our greater good, for us. And not, oh, darn, why did that thing just happen? Oh,
You know, I would have
whatever.
said more than darn.
Yeah, I would have, but I'm trying to keep it clean for everyone in the audience. But I'm just saying that life happens. And how are you going to react to it? How you react to it really shifts your whole future.
Yes.
Just those insignificant details of
You have
life.
a snowball fight that you've never had before in your whole life.
Yes, instead of lamenting that Sherry's blizzard in Louisiana, mind you, was not a horrible thing because no one knew how to drive in the snow and you couldn't go anywhere, but it was an opportunity to play.
Exactly.
Oh God, was it ever?
Yeah.
So it's just framing what happens. And so really reframing, actually, you might have that thought, oh geez, because, and then you think all these things, what you'll have to do to rearrange to whatever, and stop right there and look at what it is. Look at reframe it. It's like rewriting history.
It is.
Or writing history before it happens in the way you want to write it, in the most positive way, right, Marina? So I'm going to go to Shari and ask, in terms of, we were going to talk in two ways, looking at cards as you're reading at each card, just to give you an example of looking at what a card is. And even if it's the death card or the tower, how can you reframe that into the most positive way to look? This may not be the best choice because it's about choice and it's not that bad. But in this choice card for me this morning when I pulled it, I have to say, it says value your options. Value the fact that there's different paths you can take. Yes. Did you even sit down, Valerie, and say, oh my gosh, thank you for all these different ways I could go on everything, instead of being overwhelmed and think, I don't have enough time to do X, Y, and Z. Appreciate that there is X, Y, Z, beta, Z.
Yes.
To even pick from. And so that allows you new possibilities, and you can plan and really anticipate what you would like to, what road you'd like to go down. Let's put it like that. There's a deeper dive into every single thing that you look at. And I'm using tarot for an example, but in the everyday moments of life and in the cards. So Sharon, we're going to you first on how you would look at that and shift it to where it is.
Up until about a year ago, I was so focused on trying to get what the actual meaning of the card was that I was missing possible meanings of the cards. And I slowly started backing away from just looking at what the meaning is, unless I completely just forget and go blank on what it's supposed to signify. But I'm getting better at, when I just look at it, to get the picture insert. I know with oracles, when I get an oracle deck, I sit down and read the guidebook front to back. Not because I want them to tell me how to read it, but because I want to know what the author's intention was for that deck. Because then that helps me know if that's the right deck to pull for a reading. or if I go to another deck. Just to give you a little hint I started doing a daily political energy thoughts and just draw 3 to 5 cards on my lunch break. Then I film it, wham bam, under 10 minutes, and I post it. I still have from today the cards I drew, and they're still sitting on top of the deck. It was like today, I got the 5 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the Moon, the Tower, and then the World. And I was like,
Wow.
holy moly. I was like,
Holy.
that's one hell of a card draw. I mean, I literally had to stop and catch my breath for a minute. And then it just, as I looked at the pictures, it just started flowing. And I was able to just reel it out, kind of what I was getting off of it. Which, if anyone's interested, they can go watch it. It's posted. But it's learning. I think the biggest thing I've been trying to learn, especially this past year, is looking beyond the standard meaning, looking beyond the obvious picture, and looking at things that a couple of artists have pointed out to me. What's in the background? Do they all have mountains? Do they all have water? Are they all the same color? Are they all yes cards, or are they all no cards? Are they a mixture of each? And it was like, as I slowly started expanding outwards to look at the whole concept of the card, it helped me be able to frame how it went with the next card and then the next card. I just had someone send me the Linneman deck. It came in yesterday, day before yesterday, with the book, which is humongous. Because I've always wanted to learn how to do that, because I don't know how to do Lenormand. And I know a lot of that goes with what placement is it in the tableau, and what direction the
It's a
pictures
lot.
are looking.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And so I kind of stayed away from it for a long time because it was intimidating.
Yeah.
But then I kept finding it more and more intriguing when other people did it. And so now I think I'm going to start teaching myself how to do it.
Yeah,
But
that's quite an undertaking, and I'm applauding
a little bit at a time. I got maybe 2 cards at a time to start.
Little bites of it, and
little bite sizes. But I'm slowly starting to just grow in what I'm picking up without having to look at a book to tell me what does it say. And that helps a lot. And as far as outside of reading cards, I know that was the second part of your question. Looking outside the box at the world around you. Well, I got a real big wake up call on that last week when I opened the door and there was a freaking blizzard in Louisiana. I mean, it was like, how can it's like your brain can't comprehend. But it made me have to step back and think, wow, is this going to become something normal for us because of climate change? Because they're saying a lot of it has to do with the shifting of El Nino. El Nino has moved because of climate change and all this stuff.
Well, the poles are shifting.
The poles are shifting. The magnetic north and south are shifting. And it's like, what if this becomes a normal every year standard? It's like, I would be cool with that. But it at the same time, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
It's just like in areas that have started getting massive floodings, hurricanes are getting bigger and stronger.
So I mean, that would kind of invite the question: how are you going to look at that in a way in which it enriches your life and makes your next moment even greater, or more opportunities coming to you?
Exactly. I think number one, it brought it brought back up to the surface childlike wonder for
Ah,
me,
love
especially last week.
love
It was
that.
like being a kid in a candy store for the
Mm,
first time. It was just I was so blown away. I mean, in a way, with storms like hurricanes and stuff, you when you're down here and you live with it all the time, you get prepared, you know what to do, you got everything ready. But now they like added another category last year, Cat
mm,
6. That's over 200-mile-an-hour
wow.
sustained winds. And
Wow.
I'm thinking to myself, what's going to withstand that? If we got hit by a Cat 6 where I'm at, we wouldn't be here anymore. I mean, we would be washed away, even though I'm roughly 30-35 miles from the coast.
Yeah.
If I could go in a straight line, but um, and so it becomes, and then a blizzard last week. I mean, it's like as the world is shifting and changing, it's it's making me have to shift and change the way I look at things. One, in being more prepared for what may happen. Two, for being open enough to let the kid come out when something wonderful occurs. And you're like, oh my God. Um,
Exactly.
and three, in trying to help other people understand what that
There's always
feels.
there's always other perspectives to frame something so that they can make something great out of whatever.
I mean,
Um,
we had a snowman at the end of our building. Some kids built this huge snowman. I was like, I'm
yeah.
only used to the inflatable kind. I'm not used to seeing one made out of real
And what is
snow.
the joy? The joy that rises in your heart from seeing something like that or making one,
Yeah. I
whatever that
know when it
might be.
happened,
Yeah.
when it was snowing on Tuesday, the first few messages I got back from some of the videos I first posted was,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, that's nothing. We get that all the time up here." And I'm like,
But it's not,
maybe for you it's
it's,
nothing. For
it's,
us, this
yeah,
is life changing. And
exactly,
it's
exactly.
and then I had several people come back at me and go, you're right. I kind of forgot to look at it that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's funny how sometimes, even if it doesn't happen to you, if it happens to someone else,
Mhm.
something that's so extraordinary that they get so exuberant and blown away by it that you you catch it and you become exuberant and blown away by it, and
Exactly, and you're really
next
right
thing you
about
know,
that.
you got a room full of 50-year-old kids that are online together, giggling and cutting up like 5-year-olds because they can't believe what's going on.
And you know why
And
that catches on and people, because it's energy, the energy of
it,
joy and fun and
it's
exuberance.
joy.
And of course, it ignites that in others. And even if they're long distance and they're hearing about it, they're going to get that hit
And
of energy wafting
and
from energetic strands and strings.
I
So,
think for a lot of us also it was the fact that it hit the day after the inauguration
yeah,
when so many people were really,
mhm,
really depressed and
yeah.
really down and like, oh my God, what's going to happen next?
So here came
And we
something.
got up Tuesday morning and Spirit went, surprise! You get to play in the snow for a week.
I
And
mean, it did kind of shut down work and all that stuff so that you could kind
yeah,
of
I mean, we
take
remote
out
work from home,
things.
but what the hell were we going to do? There's only so much you could do at the beginning of the semester.
Exactly.
Semester just started a week and a half ago, so there really wasn't that much work to do. I
Uh,
just kept up on my emails when
yeah.
people would remember to email and just hung out at home and went and played in the snow.
Thank you. Thank you, Shari.
And
That's beautiful. It's beautiful energy, and you really utilize that looking at the big picture of that in a good way. And Marina, what's your experience and how do you reframe things to whether it's tarot or in
hmm,
everyday life moments where we could stub our toe and say, Why did this happen to me, or whatever that may be.
Exactly. I think for me, it's a case of the seeing everything that comes in as an opportunity um, to learn something new or to think about doing something new.
Yeah.
So even those things that come in that might be a challenge, or that are, you'd say, oh, you know, I like to stop and say, okay, wait a minute. What else is there? What else is there? So, the idea that, yes, when the cold weather hits up here, I'm not as likely to be outside. That I can turn that and say, well, yeah, I'm not outside, but I don't have to worry about getting dressed. I can spend all day in my pajamas. And it doesn't matter. If I don't, brush my teeth and comb my hair, it's okay. Right.
That's
So
right.
it's looking it like I started saying, yeah, when you change your perspective, your perspective changes.
There you
So
go.
then
I
the
love
things
that.
you focus on all of a sudden become not things um, that are necessarily negative, but looking at things in a different way. Right.
And
So
it doesn't that open the doors of opportunity for you by
absolutely.
expansion, really. That's what that
Yes.
energy is. Opening doorways instead of closing it down to constrict. You're
Yes.
creating opportunities by looking at it from the bigger picture.
Yes. And there's other things that go along with it, that when I'm reading tarot or any oracle, any kind of card, there is a story in there, and it's my job is to kind of ferret out what that story is. And one of the big lessons that I had to learn was to be the messenger, not to be the interpreter of what I see, but the messenger.
Wow, that's
So
powerful.
just take myself out of it, take ego out of it in terms of, well, I hope I get this right. I hope this is going to make sense and all that. No, just
Deliver.
relay the message, let the message go, let someone receive it. However they receive it is going to be what is going to best serve them. Right.
That's
So,
powerful. Yeah.
yeah. And in terms of, everyday life, I'm basically a very positive person. In
Yes,
that,
you are.
yes, thank you. Is I do. I have had my moments, though.
Oh, everybody does. I mean,
Yeah, and it was
Who doesn't?
I mean,
going through things and kind of getting into that woe is me mindset, and expecting things. Things are going to work out much better for other people than they are going to be for me, and so on. Once I changed that thinking, it's amazing how everything else changed. And it's like, if I had had the wisdom earlier in my life, imagine what I could have achieved or what I could have done. So I could sit here and say, oh, you fool, you wasted all that time. Or I could say, thank goodness that it arrived exactly when it should, so that I could take advantage of that knowledge.
Exactly. Thereby realizing that everything is the opportunity you need in the exact moment you're receiving it. So
Yes.
you don't negate or make wrong anything, because it is got you to this moment, right?
Exactly. And look at, even things that are kind of happening on the world stage.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of how you want to look at it. We can sit back and we can say, oh, well, that's it. It's the end of the world as we know it. and things are going to, S in a handbasket and all that kind of stuff. Somebody needs to do something about it. And just kind of, go inside our own little shells and be very protective of what we have.
Mhm.
Or we can realize that everybody is a somebody. So when you think somebody should do something, start with you. Start with, okay, what can I do?
Mhm.
Even if it's as simple as, you know, greeting a neighbor, or stopping to talk to someone who has a pet, or just taking a minute to smile at someone could change an awful lot of things. It doesn't sound like a big thing, but it's huge.
It's huge.
What if the person that you smiled at was just feeling really, really badly, and your smile made them think, oh, well, that's not so bad, I can get through this.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I mean, so many times those kind of things can happen in front of you, and your reaction or your
Yes.
action can shift everything.
Everything.
And you may never know. You may never
Yes.
know. So the beautiful energy coming from you can create ripples that go on, because that person will go home and they'll smile at their family and give their wife or husband a big hug and their kids.
And for the opposite of that, it's the actions that you don't do
Yeah,
that could have made a difference,
yeah,
not just in your own life, but someone else's.
exactly. Exactly. And there are many times I hear people say, well, I felt like I should go give so and so a hug, but I just didn't. Well, yeah, get up and go do give somebody a hug, or put your hand on
Yeah.
their shoulder, whatever that may be, because there's a reason when you get that prompting to
Yes.
do it. If you're in the right setting, obviously, you can read the room and know you're not going to
You know, about 2 months after my husband died, I was at this event, a ladies' event, at the church that I attended at the time. And just sporadically throughout it was like we were doing like an afternoon tea type thing, everybody in their hat and all that stuff. And this one older lady came over to me, and she walked up, and before I could say anything, she just threw her arms around me and she gave me just the hugest bear hug that lasted for several minutes. And it kind of caught me off guard, but then, I started hugging her back. And she backed up and she says, I'm sorry. She says, but God just told me you needed a hug from your husband and I was to go give it to you.
There you go.
And it just changed my whole day that day.
Why accept those things when they come to
That's
you,
it.
because they're given
Exactly.
with love and with grace. You're getting something from the universe. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so both ways, that kind of thing is there, so when you get the prompting, go with it. And when
Yeah, and what was so extraordinary was this was a more reserved older woman. She wasn't
extraordinary.
real.
Yeah.
She wasn't real affectionate,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, she was pleasant, lovely, and she was a wonderful lady, but she was very reserved. And when she did it, it not only threw me off, but half the room kind of froze in place. Like,
Yeah.
what is she doing? Because we just weren't used to seeing her do that kind of thing. So,
And if you're at all uncomfortable with just kind of doing that, there's nothing wrong with going up to someone and saying, can I give you a hug? Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Can I give you a hug?
Exactly.
I have yet to
To say, no, you can't. No. They're going to want a hug.
Yeah, because we all crave that human touch. We all crave that inclusion, that, a hug says an awful lot of things at the same time, right?
Yeah.
It's a sharing of energy. It's things are going to be okay. It's you're not alone.
It's that physical touch of another human being.
I have to say, my husband and I, we start our morning with a big hug, a big bear hug. And anytime throughout the day, we come to each other and get another big bear hug.
Yes.
And always at
It
the
took me
end.
years to teach my husband that a hug didn't mean let's go have sex in the bedroom.
Oh,
It just meant I want a hug right now, because
men are wired a
it
little different.
wasn't
Women are
something
wired a
he
little
was used to
differently.
doing. But once he got it, he would sporadic all times during the day and the night, whatnot. He'd just walk up and just next thing I knew, he'd throw his arms around me and just give me these big old
Yeah, I
hugs.
think my husband, being the typical Pisces guy
Yeah.
over
Yeah, well,
70
mine was a
years old,
Gemini, so
yeah, he always got a hug. Big bear hug is a energetic exchange.
that's
Absolutely.
right.
Which is
Absolutely.
what it is. I go, honey, I need some energy.
Yes. Absolutely. And
I used to say that to Lewis. Yeah.
yeah.
When
And
you're feeling down or when you need, yes, right? And Marina,
Yeah.
you were saying,
just absolutely. Just, yeah, remember to be the messenger, not the interpreter. Oh, they're going to take this the wrong way. No, they're not.
I love that, Marina. That is so powerful in any way or place in life, in tarot, in anything you're doing. That is so beautiful and something for all of us to remember, because we stop ourselves from communicating with people. We stop ourselves from contributing in some way that we can, or in tarot, not, or in mediumship. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, if it popped into your mind, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So especially in this energy now, a lot of people are getting those inner promptings and they're hearing their thought voice that says, oh,
Yes.
you should go give them a hug, or you should, you can blah, blah, blah. And you just have this urge, this inner feeling. That is your soul pointing you in the direction it wants you to
Yeah.
go. So
Smile and tell that clerk, you're doing a great job. Don't worry about it. It's just busy today.
yeah, exactly.
Change the whole atmosphere at the
Yeah.
grocery store.
Change the whole, yes, shift everything by that, by giving
Absolutely.
somebody a kind word, an
Mhm.
energetic kind of hug. So,
Yes.
Letting somebody in on traffic, when they're trying to pull out into traffic, and instead you sit back and wave them, go ahead, pull out,
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
That is so kind. That kindness will spread like wildfire.
It will,
yeah.
because it encourages, whether you realize it or not. I will let someone in traffic. I'll say, go ahead. And they'll wave thank you as they go in. And then you see a few cars down, they're letting somebody in.
Yes. They
Right?
get
It's okay.
yeah, it spreads.
Yeah.
It spreads. People go,
Yeah, that felt good.
can do
And
that
I'm
too.
getting shivers. And it's not because I'm cold.
Because
Yeah.
when you're talking about beautiful kindness, you're talking about divine source energy. You're talking about the field of infinite possibilities, the quantum field,
Yeah.
which is everywhere. And that's why we get chills, because we're tapping into truth.
Yeah.
And it's just confirmation that what we're saying is a truth, that when you do these things go out in waves and affects everyone. So the kindness, the reframing to the big picture of things and looking at it in the opportunities abide, opportunities
Yeah.
abound. This is the most beautiful way. And what that does is it opens doors for other people to look at their own things that happen and, oh, well, that's so refreshing to have somebody
Yeah.
respond to their life, what would be problems, in
I like what
an embracing way, where you embrace it and you, yeah.
I like what Linda Kennedy is saying in the chat. The first one at 6:33, she says 4 hugs a day for survival,
8 hugs for
8 hugs a day for maintenance, 12 hugs a day for growth. I'm
Yes.
like, Oh, that's awesome. I mean,
It's
Yeah.
really true.
I have, I could honestly, I could see going up to someone and saying, "Can I give you a hug? I have a quota."
Yeah, exactly. Right?
I need,
And
I
there's
need
these
to meet my
guys, you
I
can,
quota.
haven't hit my hug quota today.
there's
Yeah.
these guys who stand, they're on YouTube. I haven't seen them recently. Free hugs, and they stand out there with a
Yes.
sign. And
Yes.
people go
The
by and
first time I
they
saw
want
that
free
was
hugs.
Yes.
at a pride parade back when they first started having pride parades up north. And
Yeah.
it was a man, an older man, who had a T-shirt printed that said "Free Dad Hugs" because his
Oh,
son had been gay and
oh,
he rejected him because of it. And the
oh,
son took his own life.
yeah.
And the remorse that he felt for that, he decided, I can't let another young man go without the hug of a father.
Mm,
It's not right. And it completely changed his whole perspective on things. So when the next Pride parade came along, he had
Yes.
this T-shirt, "Free Dad Hugs." And at first, people would walk by and just kind of look at him. And then one young man, fully dressed in drag, came over and said, "My dad won't talk to me."
oh,
He, and he was like, opened his arms and said, "You need a dad hug then."
Yeah.
And after that point, that was like the main part of the parade. Everybody was stopping to get a hug from this man. The
oh,
following year, there was women there, free mom hugs, other men, free dad hugs. It's like, yeah, it's
I
catching.
love
When
that.
you
People are
change
getting it.
your perspective on things changes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. It so does. That's really divine truth, Marina. And it just a reminder to all of us how simple things like that
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
putting them into action, how
Exactly.
one man can make that powerful difference and shift his energy toward having his son
Mhm.
cross over and all the things that he experienced. He turned it into um, giving out all that beautiful love through
Mhm.
hugs. And I mean, that's
That
just,
he denied his own son. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but that
I
was
I hug
something that
my animals.
you
You
have,
know, I
yeah,
hug my dog.
yeah.
Sometimes I just go up to her and go, "Oh,
Yeah,
here's
I
for
hugged my dogs
you."
a lot
Yeah.
when they were
Hug
with
the dogs, hug the cat. Yeah. I don't
Yes.
hug.
hug the lizard, it
Yeah,
bites, but
yeah. When I got home from work, I'd go to hug my dogs, Harvey
Yes.
and Haley. They'd get hugs from me because there's
yeah.
nothing better than to hug your golden retrievers.
Oh,
Oh, they're good dogs to hug.
They're
Yeah.
snuggle
yeah.
dogs. Oh my God, they're so big, but they were what good
Yeah.
dogs. I don't have dogs now because I travel and I do not want a pet. A pet. They aren't pets; they're family members. But
Yeah.
I don't want them at home alone, and I don't want to put them in one of those
Yeah.
kennels
Kennels.
or
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why I don't.
Hotels.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And at one point, I'll slow down and I will probably get um, a, a dog. And my husband now will want his dog because we like different breeds.
Perfect.
He
Perfect.
likes the German Shepherds, and I like my Golden Retrievers.
I like
Oh,
both.
yeah.
My brother had a Great Dane who
Oh,
would, when you came to the house, she would walk over to you, clamp on your arm with her mouth, and
yeah.
she'd pull you to the couch, push you
Yeah.
down, and then crawl in your lap
Oh,
because she was convinced she was a lap dog.
Lapdog.
sometimes the biggest dogs think they're lap dogs.
Yes.
They're the biggest and most lovable animals I've ever found. The bigger the dog, the meaner the reputation for that dog, the more lovable they are, it seems,
They're pretty
Yes.
lovable. Pretty, and
Yeah.
those little ones, those snippy little, they're
They'll get you every time.
they'll get you. It's the big ones you can try. No, I'm sorry, all of you have the little ones, but they're
We have one of each, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking
they
about.
both have days where they don't want to be bothered, and then they have days where they want to be cuddled. So
Yeah.
it's You
I
learn to
remember
deal.
years ago, a friend of mine had a Great Dane, and and they would come over to our house for a visit, and of course they would bring the dog,
Yeah.
and I had, like, you could, from the kitchen you could walk into the dining room or into the hallway. So she asked me if I had something that she could kind of put in the doorway to keep the dog in the kitchen. And I'm thinking, big dog, I need something big. No, I don't really have anything big. And she noticed I had a cardboard box. And she said, if you don't need the box, I'll just. Anyway, she took a couple of the sides of the box and just put it up against the wall, like 3-4 inches. That dog would not step over that. That was no, no. It
Oh
did
my
not realize that really, if it sneezed, it would probably blow it down. But no
No,
way.
gosh, that's
Very,
just
very
wow.
respectful. So
Well, it's
That's
like elephants.
wow.
Elephants when they're in captivity, in the beginning they're chained down by their legs, and so they learn that when that chain, whatever is on their leg, they can't move, and they can go years afterwards where it's nothing but a little string or a leather rope or something that's not even connected to anything. It's just
Yeah,
laying on the ground, but they don't walk around because they feel it in their mind say, no, I can't move, I'm chained here.
yeah.
you know um
and
it's
how unfortunate is that? That
And
Yeah.
Janice saying my
Oh,
aunt's dog died because she would not eat at the kennel. Yeah, I have to say though, those smaller dogs pretty much are like that. They're devoted to their owner to that way. And my golden retrievers would lick anyone. And so I think they'd be so happy to see a new person and they'd
yeah,
be licking them and they'd eat.
yeah.
To be
Well, I
honest.
know when I lived in Phoenix alone and I had my cat at the time, the few times that I actually had went out of town, was going to be gone for more than a day, I would bring him to our vet because they also boarded
Hard. Yeah,
their animals that they
yeah,
took care of.
yeah,
And so at least I knew he was in good hands.
yeah,
If something happened, the vet was right there. He would know how to
yeah.
take care of it.
My
And
I notice a lot of people crate their dogs now. They put their crate in the kitchen or in the family room and their dog goes in the crate like it's its little home. And the crates can be huge, but
oh yeah,
it has the door open and they walk in there without even being told. And I'm like, my dogs wouldn't be anywhere near those. They would never. And I go, how did these people get their dogs to
Yeah.
just walk into a crate?
yeah. I
I
knew somebody that
mean,
had one like that for her little dog, and she would just say, "It's bedtime," and whatever he was doing,
yeah,
he'd get up and go get in his crate.
yes. And this is
He'd
dog.
get his stuffed animal, and he'd go get in the crate.
Yes, our friend has an animal that has his crate in the dining room, and he'll just on his own, he'll go in there and lay on his little bed. He's got his animals and whatnot, little stuffed pets,
Yep.
and he's just happy as rain to be there. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
man,
is safe. It's a safe place, and I
that's
think that
Yeah,
for some of them,
place.
I think that it takes a lot of pressure off of them because dogs will that they will naturally want to protect the people that are in the home. So
Yeah,
as they're roaming around, they're keeping an eye on everyone, right? They're
yeah,
walking around, they're checking everything's
yeah,
okay, and it's kind of like if they're given the opportunity. Now, I do not believe in putting a dog in a crate while you go to work for the day. I think that no,
exactly.
yeah.
That
No,
is,
no
that's
boundaries.
cruel.
That's like a punishment.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
but if they get when they realize that they're in the crate, hey, I'm off duty, man. You got
I
this.
think you're right because
Yeah.
the door was always open, but
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
relaxed. He'd go into his cloistered area, and
Yes.
he was off duty. I think you've
Yeah.
got something there.
Well, it's
Yes.
like the stray cat that's pregnant again now with another batch of kittens due any day. And
Yeah.
I was worried about what was going to happen with all that cold last week.
Mhm.
And one of my coworkers brought me, she had some nesting boxes that she had made for a stray cat in her neighborhood. And she brought me one. It was one of those big Rubbermaid
Mhm.
tote carrier things, and they cut a hole at one end, at the long end, and then inside she wrapped it with insulating,
Oh,
like an
nice.
insulating foil and straw. And so we had it all fixed up. We had it out on the patio for the cat,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she wouldn't go in it.
Mm,
She would have nothing to do with it. And so it finally dawned on me her blankie's not in there because she was
yeah.
used to laying on a blanket that I
Yeah.
had out for her.
Yeah.
So I
You have
washed and
to
dried the blanket. I
yeah.
put it in the box on top. She went right in. That's her home now. She lives in that box.
Yeah.
She stays in there all the
What a
time.
great
So
idea. What a great idea. Yeah. That would be some kind of insulation where the body heat would keep
Yeah.
the area
and
warmer.
we had a little portable heater out there that we left running
Oh,
during the
nice.
snow period.
Yeah.
So that because it was like 7 and 10 degrees out there. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't care what kind of covering you're in, you're
Yeah.
gonna freeze your butt off. And she was pregnant. I kept thinking, what if she gives birth in
Yeah.
the middle of a freaking blizzard like cats are known to do?
Exactly.
And so we had the little heater blowing in through the hole, and she'll come out and she'll eat. She'll go out to go do her
Mhm.
business wherever she goes. Then
Mhm.
she comes back, boom, in her box.
Yeah,
But
that
she
makes
wouldn't go in it till I put her blankie in there. When I put her blankie in there, she was perfectly happy, and that's where she lives now, is in the crate.
yeah,
So
makes sense. And
I'm
more,
just waiting for kittens to come.
oh my gosh. So Marina's saying my dog hides behind the couch or under the blankets. I think Marina is onto something that it's a place that is safe and they're off duty. So
Yeah,
as long as they can come in and out, and I agree with you,
Yeah.
Marina, not to create a dog and shut the door and leave for the day doing
no,
your
that's
work,
cruel.
whatever. That
Yeah.
is,
What if something happened and your building caught on
you
fire?
don't want to do that. Yeah.
Or something like that. I mean, how would
We
that animal get out?
we had a big, huge dog run outside, and we would put them in the dog run that has shade and had
Yes.
even had a little swimming pool in there
Yes.
for them. We had the luxury set. They had their dog house. Everything
Look,
was
it's hot where you live, so it
when,
kind of makes
when,
sense.
when it got really hot, we'd leave the door open so that they could lay on the grass in the shade.
Yes.
Instead of the concrete dog run. So
Yeah.
we'd come home and find out they have splashed the water from the pool onto their concrete, and they enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was their
Yeah.
thing. But
Yeah,
yeah, it gets hot.
absolutely.
So yeah. So anyway,
Absolutely.
that's funny how we segued into their family members.
They
I
are.
mean, my dogs would have slept on the bed if they didn't have hip dysplasia, so they
Yeah.
just slept on the
Yeah.
beds, in the bedroom.
Yeah, I had to buy a special staircase thing for the little dog so he
Yeah,
could get up and down,
yeah,
because
yeah,
he can't get on the furniture or the bed
yeah.
because
It's
he
hard.
can't jump up anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't jump up. So yeah, we
Yeah.
learned
Our
on that.
our husky Clarity knows that there's a routine that happens here every night. That Chris says, "Okay, time to feed the cats." So he'll get up and he'll go get their food. Clarity is at the head of the kitchen watching the two cats and letting them know, no, no, you stay there and you stay there. Dad's working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He then does his thing,
Mhm.
and yeah, he'll give the cats their dishes, and they go eat and so on. And then Clarity goes out for the last run in the evening. Now she comes in, and this is when she gets a dentist stick because you got to brush your teeth before you go to bed.
Yes.
When he starts to open up that dentist stick, she is running into his room, getting on his bed, waiting for the dentist stick, holds it in her paws, eats it all, and when she's done, then she leaves.
Oh my God, that's cute.
And if the other
That's
day,
the routine.
yes, I totally confused her because I had given her a treat, and then I thought, oh well, maybe I'll give her a dentist stick. So I'm opening the dentist stick, and she's going down the hall, and she's stopping at Chris's door, like the door's closed.
She thinks she has to be on the bed to receive it.
Yes.
Throw her right off.
She runs into my room. Okay. Yeah. Jumps up on the bed, like, okay, I'm ready for it. And I thought, oh my God. How cute are you?
Oh,
Yeah.
that is cute.
So-
that is so cute. But they're
Well,
pretty
they get
smart.
so spoiled.
They're but they're smart. They're very smart, and they know what they want. So
absolutely.
yeah. So anyway, I have to say, I can't believe it. We've gone through 50 minutes, but we have, everyone. And we did have a question this week, but I don't see the person who asked the question. And tell me if I'm wrong. It is, we're looking for 3 shifting veils. And
Oh, Debbie at 3 Shifting Veils. Yeah.
I don't see Debbie.
I haven't seen her.
So our rule is you have to be present when we do your
Yeah,
reading.
she's not in the chat, so I just put her name in to see if she popped up. You know, she might have been like just listening and not chatting or something.
Right.
Not it.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so.
Well, can I share a couple of the frozen pictures for you that my son got a hold of?
Okay,
all
go
right.
ahead.
You'll have to put them on once I get them done here. But all right, where did it go? Chrome tab.
And yes, Maureen D'Amico, I would rather be with my dog than most people. Yes.
Here's the first one, and this is somebody took their drone and went into the swamp and took the picture. And
ooh, that's so pretty.
That's the frozen swamp. And then
wow.
Let's see if it'll let me show the other one. I think I gotta redo it. I don't know how to make it go from one picture to the next.
Yeah. I don't
And
need
this is a drone shot of New Orleans, Jackson Square, and all that.
Wow. Look how
it looks beautiful. When's the last time New Orleans looked beautiful?
Oh my God.
A long damn time. So
a long time.
That's
wow,
amazing.
Look at that. That is amazing. Yeah. Wow.
I just wanted to share those shots with y'all because
thank you for sharing
somebody had posted that on, I think, Instagram or Facebook. I don't know. Somebody my son knows that posted those pictures. And he showed me, and I said, well, send them to me so I can share them. So,
amazing. I just want to say to everyone in the chat and those who have come in, Amanda Carroll, Maureen, Jana, I hope I don't miss some of you. Colton, Rooted Willow, Linda Kennedy. I hope I didn't miss some of you. I said, Jules Niner, hello, good to see you. Yeah, so we did not have Aley in this show. She was not feeling that well, and hopefully she'll be right as rain tomorrow. So we missed her having her here and her beautiful energy. And so we're all sending her healing energy so she'll be feeling better really quickly. And I think we'll just wrap up a few minutes early if you guys, unless you have anything else you want to. This was the quasi, we morphed into the furry creature show.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's where I've been spending a lot of my time. The talking parrots, the birds, the chipmunks, squirrels, the beavers. I mean, beavers who rescue beavers, and they have them in the house, and they take things like towels and they try and build a dam. And
oh my God.
There's this Chinese or Japanese, I'm not sure which one, couple that they have They used to have a YouTube channel up. I haven't seen a video from them in a long time, but they had two of them. They're like otters, but it's another breed. They're smaller,
Yeah.
and they had two of them. They're the male and the female. And oh my God, those animals were so spoiled. Like when it was bedtime, they'd go crawl in their little cardboard bed that was made for them, and they would pull the covers up over
Oh,
themselves
it's just so.
Aw,
and lay down. It's like that is
How could
just too sweet.
anything be
I
that
mean,
cute?
I know.
I know. It just I
If
would
you're
sit and
ever
watch those videos all the time.
if you're ever feeling down or you don't know what to look at or you're bored, get on the animal videos because you'll be
Oh
happy
yes.
you did.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sure all of you already know that.
Yes.
And I mean,
Absolutely.
it could be any animal at all. Even watching an
Oh,
octopus
go to
inside.
the ones where it shows animals being reunited with whoever
Yeah,
saved them when they were younger,
yeah,
or whoever raised them when they were younger, and the
yeah.
reactions that
The
these
reaction.
wild animals have to
Yeah.
seeing that person again because they know who it is
They
right
never
away.
forget. They never forget.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Whether it's a lion or an elephant or
Yes.
whoever it may be, they remember who you
Or
are
the ones, there's some classical musicians that go to like cow
when they
pastures
playing.
and they'll go sit out there and play their cello and their violin or their portable piano, and all the cows come over
They
and they'll
love
just stand there and watch them and they'll
it.
sway.
Yeah.
They sway in time to the music. I'm like, hey,
Yes.
And there's this one guy, he's playing and monkeys are all over him and they're trying to crawl on the piano and he's playing beautiful music and they are all having a good time.
Exactly.
I mean, there's all
Exactly.
kinds of things out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, now you know my one of the things I look at when I have nothing else to look at. That is,
yeah, I go for the animal
Yeah.
videos.
yeah, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
So
Because
I have to say,
No.
so we're just going to remind everyone to subscribe, like and subscribe to Shari Voices from the Swamp. Book readings, absolutely 100% go on Shari's page or go below and you can find that
Got
information.
memberships too.
Memberships too. And there are always great things. Marina has memberships. You can actually
Yep.
get beautiful readings from Marina and also sign up for classes. All of this is something that in this 2025, we really need to take advantage of to widen our perspectives, to broaden everything that we're giving to the world and humanity and ourselves. So you cannot tell how much it will expand you till you do it. And then you will
Yep.
never look back again. So please give that some
Absolutely.
consideration, if you will. And we thank you all for joining us. And
don't forget to do the same on Val's channel. Sign up for her.
And go to her website and become a member there. Don't you have memberships on your
I
website?
do. Thank you. Dragonflycrystals.store. And also sign up if you can for an Akashic record class on February 15th. You can learn how to do that in 2.5 hours. Pretty much guaranteed.
Yes.
So,
There you
I
go.
And
really
Val gives wonderful Akashic readings because I've had one, so
thank you, Shari.
I can attest to that. Yeah, amazing.
Oh, as do all of you. So please keep safe out there, keep positive, and expand your horizons because everything is out there to grow and expand this year. And we're going to send you a lot of love and see you next week on whose channel? I don't even know.
Aley's channel.
Aley's channel.
Aley next week.
Heart
Yeah.
and Soul Connected. So we'll see you next week. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.